Please, computer, don't stop recording. Otherwise, we're gonna be stuck here all night, and we don't want to. Although it could be fun, it would be nice if we could just record this podcast episode.
You're done?
Yeah. Did you know that I went to the dentist this week?
What?
I did.
My favorite place.
And I'm not afraid of the dentist, but I was sitting there and she's like, I'm going to remove some plaque. It'll take just a second. And she takes the drill and it goes zzz, and I'm like, this is not scary. I'm like, no.
What? Did you have the am I afraid now moment?
Yeah.
So I'm inspiring in multiple ways. And today we're talking about family.
Yeah, great.
Maybe I can also spook you there. Challenge
You think?
accepted.
You think? Oh my God.
Shall we give it a try?
Well, yeah. Let's see what happens.
Well, hello, and a very warm welcome to episode 8 of our lovely, funny, crazy podcast, Are We Better Friends Yet?
Yes.
Welcome to all the audio listeners, and welcome, viewers. We're happy to have you here.
Welcome and bienvenue. Do you know that song?
No?
That's all I know.
Oh, okay. Shall I continue?
Yeah.
In today's episode, we will be discussing who we are. But more importantly, how we have become the persons we are. Which characteristics, lovely word, did we inherit from our mother and father? Which have we picked up somewhere in the 25 plus years that we roam this planet? And which have we simply adopted just because we like them so much? Yeah. AKA, welcome to episode 8, The Gene Pool.
The gene pool.
Yes. As always, we would like to start our podcast small and simple by asking one another, how have you been these last 2 weeks? Marcela, anything you'd like to share with us?
Well, yeah, apparently now I'm afraid of dentists and bugs. No, I think I'll manage. But no, it's been a good week. Busy. I've
Busy?
been it's been busy
With work or
with
leisure
work
or
and everything.
baking cookies?
Also work and leisure. I got to see one of my all-time favorite bands live this past Saturday. Lepers at Prognosis Festival in Eindhoven. It was brilliant, so that was great. And I experienced firsthand that traffic levels are back to
Crazy level?
to pre-COVID
Yeah.
levels. Because I went to the office on Tuesday and Thursday. You know, we're talking about those being the busiest days on the road.
Yeah.
I was like easily like 40 extra minutes.
40 extra minutes, like
Yeah.
4-0?
Yeah. And that would have driven me absolutely mad if it was not because I'm always practicing singing when I'm in the car.
So what do you sing?
Well, I have a show, my first show since September 2019 in 2 weeks. So with Mayan, I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
I don't get nervous. I didn't get nervous anymore. But
I totally understand. I would be too.
Yeah, it's
I
been
have
so
dreams
long.
about this actually.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
that you're back on stage and then what happens?
Well, more precisely, I have dreams that I'm being asked to sing one more Xandria concert, and this dream keeps on repeating.
Really?
Yeah, and it's always very awkward because then I'm walking in the backstage and the boys are there and everyone's like, "Hi." so awkward. Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So, but then maybe I'm nervous for a different reason in the dream. But
Right.
if it would be outside of the dream, I would be nervous as well, I think, due to the COVID.
Oh, yeah. But how was your week?
Oh yeah, I also had a week. 2
You
weeks.
also had a week.
2 weeks, to be precise. I also went to the dentist. And this was actually the last appointment that I had in the series of
Yeah.
getting less afraid.
Like last appointment ever. Not going back.
We still need to do the evaluation.
Oh, God.
but we already concluded, it will probably never go away.
What?
Yeah, like completely go away. No, because
So what does it mean that you have to be?
no, it means that I can now handle things, but I need I sound like very simple now, but I need a special approach. For example, I don't care for needles, like the vaccines, the vaccinations that we have for COVID, don't care.
Okay. You mean you don't mind them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. If you don't care for them, is that you don't like them?
That's true. So I don't care and I don't mind.
Okay. You don't mind needles.
No.
You're fine with needles.
As long as I can see them.
Okay. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so having a needle like going like this.
Oh,
and hello, where are you going with the thing?
Right in your eye.
Yeah, I don't
No
need
eye
that.
surgery for you.
No, thank you. No.
This wasn't supposed to be a spooky
But anyway, what I
episode.
wanted to say is what we found out, what helps me is if they verdoven in English.
If you have anesthesia?
Yeah, but then there's some kind of
Local anesthesia.
pre-process to that with
Laughing gas?
no, way too extensive.
Okay.
No, just a little bit of cotton with some liquid on it, and it tastes like banana, which I like.
What?
And then they put that already on the place where the injection will come, and you don't feel the sting of the injection that heavily. Which is perfect, because then it's just like a little pinch instead of
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
So stuff like that helps me. And there are more things like if they use the that
Yeah.
counting helps.
Counting. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And then negotiating. Shall we do 4 counts now? Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Okay. I see you can handle 4. Shall we do 5? That's how the actual process now works, and it has worked splendidly.
Yeah.
Because now everything is fixed.
Great.
And
So this means that you don't need to go in a while. Does it? Does it mean that you can?
I will be back there in I think 2 months, which is just catching up. And
right.
meanwhile, I will visit cookies. Meanwhile, I will visit a regular dentist, and just for an appointment, because if everything works out, he or she cannot find anything. So it's just getting into the flow of a regular dentist.
So is it the ambition that you can go to a regular dentist?
I think ambition is the perfect word. It is the dentist's ambition that I go to a regular dentist.
Not a goal
Not mine.
of yours per se.
No.
Okay.
Because
Fair
the one
enough.
I had now is really kind.
Yeah.
So if it was up to me, I would want to stick with her.
Yeah.
But the waiting lists are incredibly long.
Don't get me started about waiting lists in the Netherlands.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I
By the way,
won't.
your eyeshadow is lovely.
Really?
Yeah. It's very beautiful.
Can we see that on the camera?
You need to get right up there.
I might. You might. I might. But thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Shall we continue,
Yes.
or shall I just now sit here and gloat?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, okay. I will take another moment.
Did you get that from your family?
The gloating. Oh, we might get into that. Because I think the answer to that is yes.
Really?
Yes. And some parts of my family really don't like that the other part has that. And I don't care. But I will...
Let's go. Go. First things first.
Yeah, well, now then, that we know how we've been in the last 2 weeks, I say let's get to it and discuss how, what, who we've been since we've been born. Today's topic is the gene pool, and like always, we will be discussing our topic through a series of statements. Via our social media pages, you can give us your statement, and then we will pick one that we think is a perfect match for our episode. Today's statement comes from... That's still on my phone. What? Today's statement from the fans comes from... I see that I didn't fill this in the script. Doesn't matter, because first we'll do our statements and we'll look that up in a little while.
Yeah.
Shall we start with my statement?
Yes.
My statement is, I am the perfect mix between my father, and mother. Yeah, just as a short info for every one of you. Marcela said, we need to distinguish a little bit between the two of us.
No, listen, I've heard a few times that it's hard for some of you to distinguish who is who when we're talking. And
that's the thing that I wanted to say. You have a word, and I can't remember what it's this.
And
so as soon as you hear and, it's Marcela.
So I was telling Diana, like, I think in the beginning you really had you had more of a British accent, and now it's becoming less and less. So it's probably a good idea to stick with that accent.
Yeah.
No, just to you. Just.
Yeah, it's really hard to do that. Like to say, "You're British." Okay, I will then.
I know. Are you a perfect mix between your mom and your dad?
In music taste, I am.
Yeah.
Yes. Then I have to get my notes. Then I am, because my father. Oh God. He's really into progressive symphonic rock.
Is he really?
Yeah, but from his generation.
Oh, I still think that's pretty cool.
He still loves what comes out now. But okay, so from his generation, that's what I heard when I was younger.
So like the
Deep
Floyds
Purple?
and
Yeah.
Oh, great. Yes, and Genesis and
Yeah,
Emerson, Lake and Palmer and King Crimson and the.
This is
brilliant.
It's so easy that. So your father is into, and I just have to say yes. That's
so cool. I didn't know that's so cool.
And then my mother is really into classical music.
Oh, wow.
So apparently
perfect.
Yeah, because that's what they played at home when I was a baby and a toddler, and I'm really influenced by the two different genres. Et voilà.
Et voilà.
This comes out.
Magnifique.
So we wanted to do American English, British English.
Maybe I do French English.
We're talking with a French accent. Oh my God.
Great. Okay. So in music, you definitely are a good balance between your mom and your dad.
Yeah. Do you have the same? Like, what did your parents listen to, music-wise?
Well, actually, then I think my story is a little bit different because they listen to a lot of things, really. You know what? Come to think about it.
Good story so far.
Come to think about it, yes, I think I did inherit a lot from all of them.
Yeah.
But music for me, the fact that they put me and my sister in music school from a very young age was also very determining because I tell you, right, like my godfather was the director of the conservatorium in Monterrey.
I think he told me this.
Yeah. So he recommended my parents that they put us in music school. And because of that, I listened to a lot of classical in the beginning. I don't think they necessarily really listen to classical music.
Yeah.
I think they could appreciate it, especially my dad.
Does he listen to a lot of religious music?
I think because of that, a little bit, like the oratoria from Bach,
which is classical music as well. Yeah.
And that kind of thing. So maybe a little bit from him but they both also both like very similar things, including classic rock and hard rock. So yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah. Whenever there's a party at their place, my dad will play music very loud.
Really?
Wow. Yeah. They love it. And they love like watching like live concerts.
I don't know if my parents do that, but they love going to concerts.
Yeah, no, my parents do. They've been to like rock and metal festivals and stuff.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know if mine went to festivals. I know that my mother went to see Planet a few days ago.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a completely different genre, of course, but it just pops up.
Yeah. So but also I think for me might be a little bit the same. Yeah.
And do you have like other things in which you can say this is really something I inherited from my father?
Yes,
or
definitely.
mother.
Yeah, because all through my childhood, like I would hear all of the time, like, you are the vivid image of your father.
Really?
And your sister is a vivid image of your mother. So
Really?
yeah. So everyone used to say, some people said like, okay, you guys look exactly the same. So me and my sister.
Because that's what I would say.
Yeah. And some people would say like, no, you are completely different. You look exactly like your dad, and your sister looks exactly like your mom. And I do identify a lot more with like personality wise with how my dad is, because he's more into himself. I think he's a little bit more introvert, very quiet, very reserved, which you wouldn't say maybe at this point in my life, but I have been like that for a really long time.
Yeah.
So I think I did identify a lot with my dad. Although if I think about it now, my mom has this feistiness and this sort of like fighting the system kind of vibes that I think I most certainly inherited from her.
Yeah. And is it something that you're happy with?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, now I am very happy with it, because now I understand where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Like I think I don't know if she would mind me telling this, but I could get a little bit annoyed that she would be so confrontational about some things, because I have never really been a fan of confrontation. But now I can really appreciate it, like that that she would stand her ground and like tell someone when she's not like happy with something.
Yeah.
So I think that's great.
I think that's a wonderful role model.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how about you? How are your parents like? Do you think?
Well, first when we came up with this topic, I was thinking, oh, this is easy because I am like my father.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the creativeness and especially
As well. That's funny.
the inventiveness, that's really something that I inherited from him. So I thought like, oh, check. I'm like my dad. Yeah, done.
Yeah.
So I asked my sisters, and they said, "No, you're like our mother."
Really?
I was like, what? In which way? And I wrote it down so that I would know. And they said, well, caring, nurturing, being empathetic.
There you
that's really something that mummy, if you want me to talk British, that mummy has. But also, you know my love for rules and regulations.
Is that good from your mom?
Yeah, and I didn't realize that until today. When I saw the text coming in from my sister, and she said, "No, you're like our mother there," and I was like, "Damn, that's true."
You just figured that out.
Yeah,
today.
That's
because
great. I know that I am like that, and I know my mother is like that, but I never didn't
put one and two together.
One together. But because to give you an example, my mother will follow a recipe, like down to the
T.
Yes. And she will not, even if she tastes like it needs a little bit more of this or that. No, the recipe dictates it like this, so we shall do it like that.
That's great.
With food, I don't do that.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that you're not sticking to the rules of the recipe?
No, I'm sticking to the rules of what it tastes like.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree.
Yeah, because the one thing I cannot stand is tasteless.
Absolutely. I'm
going
the same.
to try again.
Yeah.
Tasteless food.
Yeah. No, I have the same. If I make a recipe, it's just well for me, it's the easy solution is always putting chili flakes on everything.
Yeah, but I also mean sometimes it misses a little bit of sweet, or sour, or a bite. So I might just add something in or take something out if I like a different spice. But my mother won't do that. No, because the recipe says otherwise.
That's so great.
Yeah. So apparently I have that from a fear of the dentist. Yes. Yes. And I never knew where it came from. And then my mother said, oh, and I tried so hard to not pass that on to you. And apparently I still did. And then she told me when I was, younger, I think she was pregnant with me, and
Yeah.
then she said I had to go to the dentist, and I asked my father to come along, and it was like, what the? There was such a what's happening here, you know? A mother who always said, "Oh, you can go to the dentist. It's nothing to be afraid about," and like.
Hold on.
Wait.
Hold on. Hold on. So you are telling me that she told you like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
You could just go to this while. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The blood thickens.
The blood or the
The blood.
or the plot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Do you think that the experiences that your mom had while you were in her womb, that those, do you think those things affect
You're
us?
going deep now.
Oh yeah. You know, because you think you hear about people, you know, like playing classical music to their bellies and stuff.
Hey, that's actually a thing.
Yeah?
I read studies about that. Yeah. And also when I studied classical music, that was really something we would talk about.
Yeah.
Not only that, also going a little bit off topic now, but when babies are born, if you play the Mozart, because it's such organically built, composed, it's very soothing for them.
Wow.
So that's a nice trivia. But the same thing with the dentist and them becoming afraid. I'm not sure if that. I think it's more being in the waiting room and picked up that my mom was nervous, even though she denied it. I think
because that I think
from that.
is absolutely the case. So the phobias or the things that our parents have, they transmit to us like in a completely subconscious level. You know, my mom is actually a psychologist and
Really?
as
didn't know that.
a psychoanalytical psychologist, and her because she did a master's degree, and her paper was about this phenomena, and it's called. Oh my God, I have to translate this.
Oh, it's really? That's a nice name for a paper. Would be a really cool name, though.
Generational I'm gonna have to look it up, but it is exactly about this, like the things that your parents transmit to you in a completely like
non-verbal
way. Yeah. So the fears, their ways, their mannerisms, and also sometimes traumatic things that they they just give them to us. However, is that genetic material? I don't think so.
No, I think that comes from experience.
Yeah.
And that's what you pass on. It's not coming from the blueprint.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've something like that too. In our family, we are very much focused on not overspending money, saving money, really being careful with that.
Yeah.
And also, in this conversation with my sisters, they said this comes from let's call it trauma, because it was quite a heavy situation that my grandfather had in his family. To explain it very quickly, my great-grandfather left everything he had to the eldest son.
Okay.
Which, of course, led to a big family argument because they were with multiple and the others were left with nothing.
Wow.
And that has been passed on to my father. And so my sister states that in some way, this has been passed on, has been passed on, the cookies in the way, has been passed on to us.
Right.
And not in a negative way, but in a be careful and always... think about why you are spending things and should you be spending.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense though, right? Like we know that we pick up way more things from our surroundings that we are aware of.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yes, and then especially because when you grow up, you see your parents as heroes, right?
Yeah.
Mother and father are the perfect human beings. There is no flaw that one can find in them. And when you hit adolescence, you find that they are people and that they have good but also bad stuff, things that, well,
They're just human.
yeah, exactly that. They are human. So they lose the hero.
The superhero
yeah.
image. Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
So I think it's, since they are heroes when you grow up, without thinking about it, you will mimic them, and then you will start thinking, is this really what I want to do, what I want to be? And some people do not make that step. Some people do not think, hey, why do I actually do this?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I think it's even more weaving in than that, because even though, I mean, like there's people, of course, that grow up in very, very bad family environments. So even though they are like consciously either afraid of their parents or like not really in a good relationship with them, they will still pick up everything. Yeah, so it's just we just repeat stories basically.
Yeah, and you really have to be conscious about this to be able to make a decision to do things differently.
Yeah, absolutely. Very hard.
But to make it a little bit less heavy, there are also things which I know, for example, my mother does, in which I think I do this too, and I'm really not embarrassed about it, and I won't change it. For example, my mother can be really annoyed if she, for example, picks a bowl out of a cabinet.
Yeah.
And then stuff in the cabinet rearranges, and she wants to put the bowl back and it doesn't fit anymore. But she knows that it came from there. So what she will do is like, push it inwards. And if it still doesn't fit, she will push harder.
Oh no.
And then if it breaks, she will just say, hey, you shouldn't have become a bowl. It's not my fault. And I love
you do this?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
I have, I actually have a bowl which is now chipped, and it still works, but there's a chip, and that's because I won the Are We Going Back in the Cabinet match.
Excellent. Yeah. Great.
Yeah. You know where it is? In the cabinet.
Diana versus Bowl.
Yeah.
1-0.
It's 1-0. Yeah.
Woohoo.
Are there any other, so not mother or father, but things that you have inherited from your family that you can pinpoint?
I'm just thinking about that kind of like quirky thing, and I think I have it from my dad to like just randomly narrating my life with singing.
What? You Explain.
Know, well,
like, are you going like, today I'm going to the bakery?
Yeah,
like
kinda,
this?
yeah. Like if I'm alone at home, you know, like I would be like looking at my cat, like, hey, do you want some food? And I'm gonna go like, let's give the cat some food. I have multiple. Yes, I have multiple songs. I have a whole repertoire of songs that I sing to my cat when I'm giving her food. And if I think about it,
can you please give us one?
No. I'm so embarrassed.
One. Just a tiny peeny.
No, I can't.
Okay. Too bad.
I'm sorry.
Maybe just for the patrons. We'll do it exclusively.
Okay. I don't know.
Think about it.
I mean, it's normally also just like random things like the cat doesn't want to come inside and I want to go record the podcast, you know, like just super random
okay.
things.
So it's not an album coming out.
It's not an album
I would
coming
buy
out.
it.
Although I have to say, like, sometimes I will be like just randomly singing and it would be like nice things. And that's how I write a lot of songs.
And then you change the lyric?
No, it's just no lyrics. Just like, sounds. Yeah.
I do that too, and then record it on my phone.
Yeah.
And it just says something 1. And I think it says now something 16 or something.
So I always say like I didn't get like all that much musicality from my parents, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this randomly narrating your life by singing is something that made me come up with some songs.
Yeah, because that's an interesting thing. Do you have people in your family that play an instrument very, very well?
I think my granddad from my mom's side used to play the guitar. like at parties and stuff, but not professionally, not in any way. I do think that like totally comes from the fact that my godfather advised my parents to put my sister and me in music school like very young.
Because you obviously have talent for singing.
Yeah, thanks.
Are you finding this out now?
The thing is, I've never thought. I think we're gonna come to that on the next statement when we talk about genes, like specifically. But I think in my case, it has absolutely nothing to do with talent and the fact that I've just been doing it for a really long time. Like I've been singing even random stuff, like since I was a little girl.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know how they say like you have to spend 10,000 hours practicing something to be very good at it.
Yeah.
I think I've been working on those hours from a very young age, you know? Like I don't think it's talent, I think it's just practice.
I have a picture in my mind now. That's so cute.
Going to feed the cat.
Going to feed my cat.
No,
He's
but
a
then the
really
little
good cat. Yeah, that's not one of the songs, but it could be.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I have something which I inherited. And it's something other people maybe wouldn't see as a beautiful thing. But I had a really good relationship with my grandmother, the mother from my mother, who passed away. And I now have her sewing machine. And that's not the only thing. I have her hands. And not the real ones. Oh, God, Marcela, taking this way too literal.
This legacy of the frightening encounters episode. I have her hands and I'm like, what? I'm sorry, that was silly. Yes.
When I was younger, I would always look at her being behind the sewing machine or doing something else that's creative. Maybe I also have it from her. Oh. And I would be looking at her hands and she would have such
Characteristic?
Yeah.
Peculiar.
No. Beautiful, but in
remarkable way.
Yeah.
Were they like
let me just show you. I really like that you can see the veins on my hands and you can see the what's this? What shall we call this in English?
Are those tendons? I have no idea.
No, me neither. In Dutch we say pezen.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you have it a little bit as well. But mine really, see, they're I'd say they are really obvious, and my it's funny, right? So they are really obvious, and my grandmother had it as well, and they would move when she was doing handwork, and I always loved that. And now when I see myself, for example, if I'm mending your trousers. And I see myself sitting behind the sewing machine, her sewing machine. I see the same hands working, and I love that.
Wow. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So they're my hands are. I love to work also when I make jewelry. So they're not smooth and I do think I have feminine hands, but well,
I would say so.
But they're a bit sturdy as well, and I just love that. I love that I can see on my hands that I work with them.
That's cool. And you have to think of your grandma.
Yeah, constantly.
That's so nice.
Yeah. And speaking of silly things, I have a picture of my grandmother. I got it when she died, of course, at the funeral, and somehow it ended up next to the sewing machine. And every time I'm stuck thinking about a method how I should continue, I'm speaking to her and I say, "Well, help me out now. What should I do?"
That's
because before
cute.
she would,
really,
yeah.
And
I also. I'm getting a bit emotional because I loved her so much. Yeah. I can still hear her when I would answer the phone. I still hear her say, "Hi, meisje." So like she would always say that. Sewing machine. I would from before she died, and she would explain to me how it worked. I would always neglect the rules, like you don't need to iron stuff. You don't need pins everywhere. I can just do this freestyle and it will work. And now I follow all the rules because I don't want to upset her legacy or something. I don't know.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. Shall we continue to statement
Yeah.
number 2 before we
Okay.
start to cry?
Okay.
Hey.
It's time for a beer.
Yeah. we brought a little something to get us through this.
What do we got?
We have beers.
We have
IPA.
beers. Beers with monkeys in them.
On them. It's a Lowlander IPA. And it says brewed with coriander seed and white tea. So basically we're just drinking tea and with some herbs.
Oh, it's healthy. It's good for me. That's great.
Yeah. Yes, let's keep it at that. Shall we do the...
Allow me. Oh, do you want to?
Yeah. So I need to like this.
Oh! This is great footage.
Yeah. It is tasty though.
Yeah? Okay.
Another one?
Hey.
It's yours.
Yeah, this is turning out to
Oh my god.
This is going great. Do you have some paper?
For everyone who's listening to our podcast via audio, this is a reason why you should go to to YouTube and check out
There must be
the video part of this.
that there was a little bit too much excitement in the beers.
Yeah. And since you spilled coffee earlier, that was my last piece of paper that I had here.
Okay. Do we need to take a little break?
maybe, yeah.
A few moments later.
Yeah. Great.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Do you think we're getting any of that?
Does it capture that?
Any ASMR? How do you call it?
Yeah, I was also looking for the abbreviation. Cheers.
Cheers!
Woo! To our podcast. I hope that you have a beer as well listening to our podcast. Maybe not if it's early in the morning. But well, if you're up for that.
Morning drinking. I've never been a fan of beers earlier in the morning.
No, beers, no. Champagne breakfast, yes.
Mimosas.
Ooh.
This is what we should do.
Yeah. I already know what you're gonna say.
Brunch and mimosas.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something different.
Oh, the alcohol episode.
Yeah, that one. Marcela's
We will get there.
been joking about doing a drunk episode.
I
Or
am
becoming drunk episode.
I am absolutely not joking, my friend. This is totally serious.
Statement number 2. We'll see.
Yes, statement number 2.
I have pretty good genes. Yeah.
Without tooting my own horn, I think I have pretty good genes.
What did you just say?
Tooting my own
Tooting
horn.
my own horn?
Yeah.
Oh. Can you do that again? Was it here?
Without
Good beer.
like the Dutch would say, sticking feathers of my own ass.
Yeah, that's what we say. Indeed.
I think I have pretty good genes.
Yeah, sorry, I have this lame joke of only owning skirts. But
What?
no? Yeah, when you proposed this statement, I was like, but I don't own a pair of jeans. But yeah, sorry.
But
Yeah.
I have pretty good genes.
Yeah.
These jeans are
Don't spill your beer.
they fit me. They fit me really well. No, but listen.
You have other jeans that fit you very well, the genetic ones.
Yes, I have. Never had anything done to my teeth, and they're pretty okay.
Yeah, I cannot say the same.
And I think I have pretty good skin.
You most definitely have pretty good skin.
Very, very happy with that.
Every time I look at our recording, I'm like, how does she do it?
No, but listen, we were talking about this just before we started recording, but I have the same with you. Like, I look at you and think, oh, she looks so pretty. But I mean, I'm very happy with what I have been dealt.
Yeah. No, but you should.
Yeah. And but I do wonder, because this statement for me was more like the debate whether how much we get from nature and how much we get from nurture. Right?
Yeah.
You know, 'cause one of the things that I am the most happy with myself is that I think that I am relatively smart, but I don't think
Sorry, I really thought that you were going to say a different word.
what
There's something that also starts with small.
small?
Yeah.
Well, I am very small. I mean, okay, if there is anything, yeah, no, I'm okay with being small.
But you're not small. I think you're
Short.
no. Yeah, tiny. Let's find all the words.
Petite.
Ah, wait. Are we there again? No. I don't think you're small. I think you're average, and I think Dutch people are tall.
Yeah, okay. Because I really do think, for instance, that the fact that I was very quiet and I paid a lot of attention at school,
Yeah.
that helped. And the fact that I was in music school when I was very little, that also helped.
Mm-hmm.
So how much are we born with and how much are we developing?
Very good question.
But how about you? Do you think you
Yeah,
have
I
good
was
genes? Do you have good genes?
Looking at my notes, and the things that stood out for me in this statement was that perseverance. That is definitely something that both my parents gave me,
That's great.
and they are also both like, we don't cry or sob, we keep on going,
Oh, yeah.
but maybe a bit too much.
Right.
Because the way I deal with emotions and the way my whole family deals with emotions
Yeah.
is we get angry. If we are hurt, we don't cry, we get angry, which will then push us forward to still,
Yeah. Yeah.
continue and eventually getting where we wanted to go.
Yeah.
But we do miss the stage of where it's okay and you can accept that you're hurt.
Yeah.
And we simply skip over that.
Yeah. But like for this is, for instance, for me, it's a perfect example of something that maybe you kind of like learned or maybe you did like inherit in a way.
I still do it, but I also now know that I do it.
Yeah.
So I can give myself a little bit of time to deal with the emotion, accept that it's there.
Yeah.
Because I think it's very unhealthy to skip over that because
think
it
so.
will just build up and build up and build up and then explode.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. And I have also been the same. For me, it was different. Like if I was sad or something, I would always reflect it on myself. So I wouldn't get angry. I would get sad. And like not talk to anybody and be very into myself. And you've experienced this firsthand, like going through some really rough things that you have absolutely helped me through. I'm very appreciative. Yes, I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I was forced to like just let it out, because it was too much. And I have to say the whole world feels so much nicer and easier.
Lighter, I
Yeah,
guess.
much lighter.
Because I remember a moment in which you weren't too happy and you were in a bathroom in Florence and I was coming to get you because we were waiting and you were still doing your makeup, but you weren't doing your makeup. You were just there in your own space and just keeping away from the crowd.
Yeah.
And I was coming to get you, not knowing what state you were in. And I was like, oh, come on, because everyone says we're going. And the way you reacted was like, okay. And you just packed up and you left. And I was like, what happened here?
Yeah.
Do you remember that moment?
I didn't.
It was in the fancy hotel where the friends of us got married, which we weren't invited to because we didn't know them back then.
Oh yeah.
Do you now remember the hotel?
Yeah. I remember the hotel. I don't really remember the moment, but that's the thing. Like, we both know exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
But I was not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that I did it. It made me so unhappy for such a long time. And now I don't do that anymore. I mean, now I'm just gonna say.
No, you've changed
things.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I cry with everything. Like sad commercials.
No,
Yes.
really?
Yeah. Emotional reels of puppies reunited with their owners after like years. Everything. I don't care.
This is brilliant.
I'm a human person with feelings.
I'm too.
Yes, you are. Yeah. No, but I'm really,
yeah.
I am really happy because I think I've been holding a lot of things in for way too long, and I like it. I like being very.
You know, I'm
emotional.
a little bit jealous of
Yeah.
that you're able to do that. Yes, because I wish that I could have a good cry. I
Yeah.
need to crawl in a character to feel emotions.
Right. But you know what the thing is? I'm happy that I can do that now, but I am also very grateful that of how what everything that happened before that.
Yeah.
Because this same inability to express my emotions is the thing that drove me to put them into music.
Yeah.
So even though I felt like I had been lacking for a really long time, I can still be appreciative of what it brought me.
Yeah.
You know? And in your case is the same. But I mean it's just practice.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel there's
A wall.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I can let go. Let it go. Let it go. I can let go through a song. If I crawl into someone else's character who then feels pain or betrayed or whatever, and then it comes out.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you listen to the, gonna make a bit of promo here, to my band Ex Libris, we have an album called Anne, and the second song on there is called The Miscarriage.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't have a miscarriage,
Yeah.
but it is about saying goodbye to something. And for me, this song, I've never said this out loud, this is me leaving Xandria. And especially at the end, where I sing the word, oh, traitor, I have a vivid picture of someone. Wow. I will not pinpoint who. Oh, yeah. And I felt this. And now if I listen to the song, I feel that. It does something to me because I feel the emotion. I feel it's real. And so many people have told me, it sounds so real. Because damn it is.
Yeah. I think this is fantastic.
Yeah, but I wish that I could also just not get angry and just get sad for a moment.
How about if you write a song about yourself?
I'm awesome in every way I can think of. No, see, this is what I do. This is, by the way, also a family trait. We, in my family, we love black humor.
Right.
I remember my father telling me that he and my uncle went to pick up the ashes of my grandfather, and they were on the back seat in a box or something. And these brothers, they said to one another, he's awfully quiet back there.
Oh my God.
But this is humor to me. I love that. Hey, but he was awfully quiet. And it's okay because my grandfather would have loved that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's something in my genes as well.
Defense mechanisms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But you say, why don't you write a song about that? I actually have been thinking about writing an album, not in the near future. Because I see you like, No, I want to tell this about a certain branch of my family. Because if I ask whatever family member, who do I look like? They all say, you are atypically Van Rooij. And Van Rooij is the surname of the mother from my father.
Okay.
So she had, I think, also brothers, but especially the women there. My father has been saying this to me all my life. Oh, you're such a Van Rooij.
You know, my everyone also tells me that I look like my grandmother from my father's side.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. I know, for example, that the Van Rooij women, they were all educated,
Okay.
elegant women who had their own mind, and here it comes. They really didn't care to if they would feel that they would that they wanted to gloat. And others wouldn't like that. So my father, for example, is someone that says, that you're such a Van Roy. It doesn't always have a positive ring.
Right. Okay.
It's like, they're all up there, these women. And I don't see it like that, because what I get from the Van Roys is that they are educated women, and they were so much ahead of their time being educated. We're talking war, pre-war, Second World War. So that's a completely different world then.
Yeah. And it might very well be that it wasn't so much arrogance from their side, but that it was so unusual and remarkable to have a woman with an opinion.
Exactly this.
This is what I think.
Yeah, and someone with a focus.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's my life. I'm going to do this.
You have feminist roots. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, feminism is definitely going to be a topic of us.
Yes, we have to.
Yeah. Okay, I'm skipping over this. But there are also some sad stories in there, and I still have to ask the family if it's okay. But every time I hear something about these people, I think, damn it, there's an album there.
Yeah,
I have to do something with it. Yeah.
Does it feel too close though?
No, because for me it will be a quest to find out who I am.
Right.
Because in my own family, so mother, father, 2 sisters, I have always had the feeling I'm different. And the more stories I hear about the Van Roy, the more I think
I'm not so different.
I'm like them. Yeah.
But how does it feel that for you? Is it nice to
Oh yes, because I've been talking a lot to my aunt in America, who is actually listening to this podcast. So I'm just going to say hi. And she gives me a lot of stories about these
that's
these
brilliant.
people, and I'm learning a lot about who they were, and I'm recognizing a lot in myself, and I love that.
That's great.
But it also gives me the feeling of, yes, I can be proud that I'm stubborn sometimes and pushy sometimes if I want to achieve something.
Yeah.
Well, you know how it is, right? In music,
Absolutely.
if you care about everything and everyone, you're not gonna get anywhere. Sometimes it's just about your product. And not that I don't think that I'm unfriendly. But I will not diminish goals because
Absolutely not. No.
No, I want to get somewhere.
Have you ever felt like? Has anyone ever made you feel like that? Like you were being arrogant or pushy or?
Oh, yeah, my family constantly says this, like, yeah, princess.
Right.
But that's I how do I say this? I think it has, exactly what you said a few minutes ago. I think it has more to do with that I know what I want, and I know how to get there, and I will do it.
Yeah.
And that's a kind of self-awareness or being self-assured about something. Yeah, assertiveness that might offend other people.
That don't have this. Absolutely.
Because they're not like that.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So I am not the one who is arrogant. They might just be missing something in themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's a confrontational thing rather than...
Absolutely. I have absolutely felt this myself as being someone who is not very... I think I've changed, but I have never been super assertive. Mm-hmm. I've tended to put someone else's needs before mine often enough. So I can definitely relate to it being very confronting and almost slightly painful if you see someone able to have them for themselves.
Yeah.
So I can definitely understand, but that it does not mean that you should apologize for it.
No. I have to make a side note, though, that in my family, it's also very common to say, and I think everyone in the Netherlands has this, doe normaal, dan doe je al gek genoeg.
Yeah. So act normal, that's crazy
it's
enough.
silly enough. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's a big thing in my family.
That's a big thing.
Yeah. So I think that them calling me princess and me being such an you're an introvert, I'm an extrovert.
Yeah.
And I'm a hardcore extrovert. Yeah, well, that's me. I think that, and then having the statement like act normal and you're silly enough already, I think that doesn't go together.
Yeah, it sounds like a mismatch indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as long as I have a stage,
Absolutely.
then I have my my outlet, which I don't have right now.
Oh, we will have it. We will have it.
Yeah, I have plans.
Yes.
I have plans. Okay, shall we move to the fan statement?
Yeah.
Okay, then, like I said before, I didn't do my homework. So I'm going into our chat together.
You didn't do your homework. La 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 la.
Well, I kind of did, but then we changed hosts. So then I had to come up with something.
I didn't mean like that.
And then I think we wanted to do this one, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember that
I
one?
remember.
This one comes from, oh my God, Pirika Speed Waifu.
What?
I'm going to give this to the one who has the talent of pronunciation.
I don't know what language this is supposed to be. Pirika speed waifu?
Yeah, but it sounds so much more correct if you say it.
Pirika speed waifu.
It is because you have the rolling R. Maybe I should say it like this as well. Pirika.
Yeah,
Pirika.
sounds great.
I like that. Hey, it's a very rhythmical name. You can make a composition out of that. Pirika, 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 Pirika. Pirika, Pirika. Yes, okay. This person's gonna love this.
Before
or
you
not.
know it, you're gonna be singing all through your day, honey.
Let's see. Okay, so statement number 3 is by Pirika Speed Waifu. Maybe this is something for Marcela. She says, Marcela, tell us your opinion about the Latino gene. Now you have seen the European. Is it true? We Latino girls are smaller with shorter legs, and then a word.
Pachachitas?
Which means?
I have no idea what that means.
No? Oh.
I don't know what that means. But I mean, yeah, of course, we're shorter. The Dutch people are just generally very tall.
How tall are you? What does the passport say?
1 meter 63 centimeters.
Okay, my passport says 1 meter 87.
87?
78.
78.
Yeah, this is my, you remember? This calculia?
Yeah. But also,
the 7 comes before the 8.
Yeah, 1 meter 78. Well, that's in Dutch for Mexican standards. That you are a very tall woman.
Yeah, but I have girlfriends who are taller.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And to set this straight once and forever, people always ask me, are you taller than Floor, Janse, or she's taller?
How tall is she?
I think she might even be 10 centimeters taller.
She's very tall.
Oh, yeah, she's tall.
Irene, her sister, is also very tall.
It's a tall family.
Tall family. Yeah. But the Dutch are in general way taller than Latinas. And we happen to have a bit more junk in the trunk. Yeah. But I think that the thing that for me is more remarkable, but I think that it has very little to do with genes and way more, we've talked about this multiple times, about the environment that we grow up with, because in my personal perception, Mexican people, for instance, are way more open than Dutch people. But I think that is mostly because of the amount of sun hours that we get per year.
I'm so lost. I'm still wondering how this is going to turn back to, and that's why I'm smaller.
No. This has absolutely nothing to do with smaller.
Yeah.
No, because she's asking like, how are we different?
Yeah.
I think most of the difference is because of the environment and not so much the genes.
No, I have a little something to counter that.
Oh yeah.
We were doing the Aryan shows together, together with Jan Willem, who, as his name already says, is really Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So-
pretty Dutch.
We had like Dutchie, which was me, Marcela, Jan Willem. So 2 Dutchies and then the Latina Marcela in the
Dianne,
middle.
Me, Willem.
Yeah, that was also
it's
funny.
190, 163,
Almost 180.
180.
And with heels, because I remember you saying, "God damn it, you're gonna wear heels." Then I
Yes.
also have to.
I have like almost 20 centimeter heels on my boots, and I was still a midget. Do you remember my boots? My feet, they hurt so much.
Yeah,
in those
I do.
boots. But what do you want to say?
I wanted to say that we had these little moves, like because we were gonna move as a choir.
Oh, yeah.
And you would always initiate.
Initiate?
Yeah, thank you. Initiate them.
That is true.
And then I was going to say that you did this. Da, 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 da,
A little,
da.
yeah.
And I remember the first time you did that, and I was really thinking, oh, that's a nice way to do it. Because we Dutchies, and already seen Jan Willem do that, we do this.
No, but listen, this is also not so much nature, but nurture. Because we get more, so in Mexico, weather is better. We get more nice weather, so the sun shines more often. In the evening, it's still nice outside, so it's not very cold. Hear me out.
Yeah,
Stay with
yeah,
me.
yeah.
So we spend way more time outside. We
Dancing.
Yeah. In parties, we dance. People dance at parties
Really?
all the time. Like every, like in America, they have the Sweet 16, and in Mexico, we have the quinceañeras, which is if you turn 15, then you
15.
15.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and normally girls wear like these huge redonkulous, like princess gowns.
Aw, I want to go there.
And they dance, and it's a dance, and you have all of your friends, and we will dance, and not only like the typical
Oh,
I have
here
to
it
show you.
comes. Here it comes.
the typical.
Yeah, because this is Dutch, definitely. You can also put in
But we will like do
Yeah,
a little salsa
see.
and do a little cumbia and everything. So we
cumbia. What's this?
I'll show you.
Throwing your head back.
No, it's kind of like you do a step but to the side, and then you bounce back on your front feet. It's kind of like almost like the salsa, but then to the back, and then you do this with a partner. But the thing is, we do this.
See, this is what I mean.
We do this from a very young age, so we're just brought up with it. It's like if you were born in an African American community, and then you go to the church every Sunday, and then you're always singing with everyone.
Gospel.
Yes,
Love it.
exactly. Then
Yeah.
you just pick it up. I think in Latin America we are surrounded by dancing from a very young age. So this like
Yeah, I get it.
hip movement, we just kind of like pick it up from a very young age.
I also did dancing from a very young
Yeah.
age, and I think for 10 or 12 years it was Dutch folk dancing. So it's really different from what you just did.
Yeah. I also did some folk dancing. when I was
Yeah?
growing up. Have you ever seen it with these like really big skirts that you can lift up to here?
Yeah.
And then we would twirl them around and stuff.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
great. Yeah. Yeah. But I think so. I think
So much better than our tradition.
oh well, I don't know about that. But
Have you ever tried dancing in wooden shoes?
Oh, that probably hurts, right?
No. There are no splinters in there.
No. But I mean, it's a hard sole.
Yeah, it's different. Also makes it look different.
No, but I think that the biggest difference is because the environment that we are brought up in is so different.
Yeah.
I think that the weather and the sun, like really seeing much more of the sun and being outside, hanging out with people more makes most of us Latinos a little bit more open and more willing to be open. Because even though I am an introvert, I have to tell you a story very quick. So very recently, not so very recently, it's been 3 years, but I was asked by a guy who organizes Latin American tours for people to come over from Latin America to metal festivals. So he basically, for people that don't want to like figure out the whole travel and everything, You just book everything through him, and he like arranged your flights and your travel, and then he would organize like going to nice places like bars and stuff together, like visiting
And we're talking
Amsterdam.
him doing this in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was in the Netherlands, and he would organize a tour, like a holiday trip for like an organized vacation, but then to go to a metal festival.
Yeah, brilliant. Can I book it?
Yeah. But so he asked me 3 years ago, like, hey, I have this tour. Do you feel like doing a meet and greet with the group in Amsterdam? And I said, like, well, if you pay my dinner and a hotel room, then I will gladly come.
Yeah.
And he did. And I just met with these people at a bar in Amsterdam. I don't remember where. But we were just sitting there having drinks. At the end of the night, I knew everyone's life story. Like from beginning to end.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to happen in the Netherlands. No, definitely not.
It's just very friendly and very open. And like very soon you feel like a part of the group.
Yeah.
And this was, for me, moving to the Netherlands, I think the biggest challenge is that it took me a very long time to feel part of a group.
Well, our traditions are maybe a bit different.
Yeah.
I mean, who in the Netherlands doesn't like a bonfire and burning street signs? And I really know that some people who are listening now are going to say, yeah, that's what we do.
This is what I remember the most. Like indeed, the first parties that I went to, it was just a huge ass bonfire, and people were throwing pallets. You know the wooden structure,
I know.
the pallets, the wooden pallets, piles of them.
Yeah.
I'm not talking like 1-2 pallets went into that bonfire.
No.
I'm talking 12-15 pallets throughout the night.
Yeah.
Guitars.
Couches. Bathtubs.
What is it with you people and fire?
No, we like fire. It's nice.
You like fire. That Dutch people like fire
Yeah.
and explosions.
Oh, yeah.
And
I have a
fireworks.
story about
What
this.
is this?
I vividly remember that my father had a fire going in which he was burning some old wood. And the day after, it was still smoldering. So there were still
Really?
like glowing embers.
Oh, wow.
And we knew, me and my sisters, that my father was inside.
Yeah.
And we're like, how can we crank this fire up? and then we had friends over because, well, my father and mother were talking to their parents. And they knew that if you throw something like spiritus or something, they couldn't even pronounce it on there, it will lighten up again. So we went searching for that. But we were really little. Was like elementary school, but like the lower classes. We didn't know how much. So we had like this tub in which you can also do the dishes, and we completely filled it with everything.
No.
Yeah, hey, but we were smart about this. We sent out the youngest in the group because we were like, okay, this could be dangerous. So let's send our was my youngest sister Marlene.
Oh my God.
Like, and she could barely carry the top,
Oh
like
my God.
going like,
No.
yeah. We had a really nice fire. Yeah, but it was horribly dangerous. This.
Oh, she could have.
Yeah, could have gone terribly
that
wrong.
Could have gone terribly
The
wrong.
only thing that went wrong actually is that she's still pissed that we sent her out. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, so there you go. Those are some essential
Maybe not so good genes for me.
But those are not genes. Those are just
Living in the countryside.
living in the country.
I think so.
Yeah, it's where you're born. Yeah, the nurture, your culture.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Do we need to do an extended version, Netherlands versus Mexico?
Oh, that would be fun. Yes.
And just compare like all kinds of things.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Cool.
Yeah. Shall we now move on?
Yes.
It's time for music. Yes. What about moving on to our podcast playlist and devoting a song to this very episode? We will both pick one, and then you, our listeners, you will get to vote which of the two contestants will make it to our podcast playlist that you can find on our Spotify account.
Yes.
The poll through which you can vote will be up on our Instagram stories the Sunday after this episode airs.
Yes.
Now, if you're a loyal listener of our podcast, then you'll know that we still owe you not one,
2.
but 2 poll results.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners are The Sound of Silence for episode 6 about the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, which was from you. Congratulations.
Beating I'm So Six with 60% of the votes.
I saw that coming.
And, because you voted for me.
Yeah,
Right?
it's,
You said
it's
that.
a beautiful song.
Yeah, that's true. And Fear of the Dark.
Woo! Fear of the dark.
By Iron Maiden, crushing Thriller of Michael Jackson with 71%.
Crushing.
Of the votes.
I feel bad for the prince, for the king of pop.
But Fear of the Dark is a
Yeah,
really
it's a
good
really
song.
good. It's a great song.
Which means what? It means that we're both winners.
Yay!
Congratulations to me for winning the song of episode 6. And congratulations to you, Marcela, for winning the song of episode 7. We do have to keep it real, however, since the overall score is now 4-3. In other words, you're in the lead.
Well, hey. Nieuwe ronde, nieuwe kansen.
Yeah.
How do you translate that?
New rounds, new opportunities. So, who wants to start?
I'm really nervous because I could only think of one song. And I wonder,
we have the same.
We have the same?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. But jeans, I had to think about songs about family.
Yeah.
And
We are. Do you have that one?
no.
Okay. Me neither.
Oh my god! And I had to think about Cats in the Cradle.
Oh, no, I don't have the same one.
I mean, the original's from Harry Chapin. I don't remember the band. I mean, there's a band in the 80s or 90s, I think, that made it very popular.
I wasn't born then. Still 25.
Yeah. And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon.
Yeah.
Little boy, the
Man on the moon. Yeah, it's
when
wonderful.
you're coming home, that you don't know when. We'll be together then. Yeah, it's very nice song.
Aww.
Yeah.
Good contestant.
I had never looked at the whole lyrics with proper attention.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
It's sad?
Yeah, it's very sad because he has a kid and he was too busy to pay attention to his kid, so he was always away. And then his kid grows up, and then he doesn't make time to go see his dad.
Oh, yeah. It's like the story
repeats. What we were just talking about.
Dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. So, Cats in the Cradle.
Yeah.
And the Silver Spoon. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now
Harry
let's
Chapin.
see. The song I have was one of my father's favorites. And it also was on the mixtape from our family holidays.
Really? You
Yeah.
have a mixtape?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's great.
And on this mixtape was Still Loving You from the Scorpions.
That's great.
Yeah, of course. Hotel California, stuff like that. But also this song. And I can still feel the warm air blowing through the open windows because we had no AC, of course, back then. No, I can still see the foreign landscapes going by. And I still see the hand of my father.
you were driving?
Going, yeah, my father was driving. I was still like petite.
Okay.
And my father's hand going to the stereo to put it louder when this song came. Wow, sweet child of mine.
Sweet child of mine.
Guns N' Roses.
Of course.
When you just said, I can only think of one song, I was like, oh, damn it, we have the same one. We never
Sweet
had the same
child of
song
mine.
until now.
Well, Thriller. Almost.
Oh, yeah. And then I just stole it, and then you won with another song.
Shit, you're gonna win this one too.
No, I hope, because then we're equal again.
Yeah, great contender.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen them live a few years back in Nijmegen.
that's great. I think I did too.
Were you there?
Was it Forte Rock?
No, no, it was a Goffert Park. So I think it's the same location, but it was
Just a solo show.
just a
Oh yeah, no,
one-off.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I liked the hits. I liked some of the less known songs, but the concert was like very long.
Oh,
And in between, Axel sang a lot of solo songs, and it was just A concert
Boris,
should
get
have
the
like
hits.
this build up and a bam ending, and it was like build up.
Oh.
Everyone goes for beer, and then
Sweet Child of Mine.
yeah,
And Knocking on Heaven's Door.
yeah.
And November Rain. What else do they have?
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. So just to have it out there, I had Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses.
Yes, and I have Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin.
Yes. Let's see what our listeners think is the best song.
To you the choice. You make choice.
Yeah. Remember, I'm one behind.
But just putting it out there.
Yeah. So that's it, people.
That's it.
Yes, thank you for tuning in to our podcast again. We love that we had you here with us, and we hope that you will be tuning in the next time as well.
Yes.
In the meantime, you can, of course, connect with us on social media and leave a reply to one of our posts. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and more exclusively on Patreon.
Yes.
Yeah, through which you can also support this podcast. Listen to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and our Anchor page. Watch our podcast on YouTube, especially if we're having a beer drama and you don't want to miss out on us spilling it literally everywhere. Yeah, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up on whatever platform you are listening or watching. And if the option is there, please do leave us a 5-star rating. Because last time I checked, we had 99 5-star ratings on Spotify. And the OCD part in me cannot handle that. So please, if there's one other person that can
No, don't say this, because otherwise it's going to be 100 and no one's going to dare give another rating.
Okay, I'm also fine with 105, 110, 100 and so on.
How about 102?
No, only a little bit more. Okay, we'll be back with our madness in 3 weeks. Because it's holiday season here in the Netherlands and we are both going on a holiday in separate weeks. So we couldn't find another date to get together. So in 3 weeks, we will be back. But of course, we will not leave you before we ask that famous question, are we better friends yet? Oh, that came from deep.
Yeah.
Okay. I think, I don't know. I just agree with Marcela on everything.
Oh, okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.